Hey buddies, it's your girl AyChristene, and today we are checking out an amazing video. This is I Hate Weird Customers. Also, I got fired from my first job, which is McDonald's, but apparently Whack-Donald's is what he titled it on the thumbnail. The link for this video is in the description box below. It made me think of my first job. My first job was at Burger King, which is funny enough. And I quit there. I was tired of their BS. At 16 years old, I was like, F y'all, I'm out. But yes, link for this video is in the description box below. Let's see what happened and what weird customers he came across. Because if you have a job in retail, no matter if it's clothing, food, well, food is fast food, but still, if you're in a situation where you got to deal with customers, it's going to be a fun situation and then a not so fun situation at the same time, because people are crazy and people are weird and people are angry and people are crazy. Links in the description box below for you to check out. Now let's get started.
I hate working. I don't want to go back.
Then don't.
Doctor, please help. I got a tumor.
Oh,
Then
dear.
don't.
Oh.
Hi, my name is Marv.
What a way
I
to
got
cure it.
fired from my first job.
What a way to cure
And you
it.
will too if you don't subscribe to me, because only a third
okay.
of you who watch my channel actually click the button. So please sub, or else I'll make you into a sub.
Oh.
And this video is sponsored by Curiosity Stream.
That was-
More on that later. When
that
I was 13,
was,
I grew up in a
creepy.
traditionally brown or Asian household within rural Australia. Now, I'm
Why
not sure
is
if this was the case
everything
for other people like me,
burning?
but the
Excuse me.
idea of giving your kids allowances, independence, or freedom were alien concepts to my parents. To
Oh,
them,
yeah.
what was the point
West
in
Indian
getting
families
money
too.
for yourself before
Allowance?
you're 18? Because they always did say, if you need anything, just let us know and we'll get it for you. But
Aw.
the weird thing is, whenever I asked my parents
I
for
was just told no
unconditional
for a lot of
parental
things.
love, they said no. So I guess it doesn't work all the time.
Oh.
Anyways, because I was just a puny brown teenager, I had to convince my parents to let me get my first job and earn some real money. I went to
Right.
the nearest
I
building
remember
was
trying to
hiring,
convince
and
my-
after
my
going
parents,
through
too.
their rigorous interview process,
we underpay you?
I finally started working at Oh. Wait, actually, I don't want to get in trouble for this video, so
Right.
I guess I'll have to use a fake name, hey? Now, if I was uncreative, I'd probably name it something
like
along the
how he has-
lines of McDonald's.
Mad.
But since I'm not,
That was I love that. I love that callback. So he's making fun of James. He has a lot of James stuff, and he called James not creative. They're friends. They could do that. And because James worked at Subway, and he called it Subway versus Subway, and he's like, if I wanted to be not creative, I'd call it McDonald's. That's funny.
worked
That
at
was funny.
Whack-Donald's because that place was whack. Oh,
lovely.
Thank you. In Australia, we like to shorten our words by a lot. So almost
Okay.
everybody here ends up calling Whack-Donald's Whackers. It's actually so
Ah.
commonplace that some stores even have signs outside that just say Whackers.
Really?
Isn't Australian culture neat? Australia isn't a real country. Please tell me they're keeping me hostage. No, I won't talk smack about Whack-Donald's because I actually
That's
do
funny.
think it's a great place
I
to
like how
work.
he, like,
I don't have any
whipped
regrets
out
about
the
having
mask.
my first job there, and the people working were really nice, and there's not
That's
that
good.
many negative experiences that I had to go through.
Excuse me. Can I have extra sauce?
Did you just say extra sauce?
Oh yeah, they're gonna charge you
So let me tell you
50
about the
cents per
behind the
sauce.
scenes
I
at
remember when they was
Whack-Donald's.
doing
So
that. They stopped
I
that.
worked there. So the workers were split basically between two sides. The cooking team, which was in charge of making all of the
Foods.
food, but in the
Yeah.
front were the
Was that
real
chicken out of a
MVP,
tube?
The people who manned the counters, who took and prepared the orders, and little
Yes.
Timmy over here, who is responsible for continuously breaking the ice cream machine.
Because it
But
was
again,
always
just
gone.
like most
Always
minimum
down.
wage jobs, there's the good, the bad, and the weird.
Yeah.
Like the very, very
Ryan!
weird. There was this one guy in particular who I still think about to this day because he terrified me and I don't want to see him again. His name
Okay.
is Terry and he's a regular connoisseur of whackers. And he was so consistent with
I
what
like
he
it,
came
I
in
guess.
for that the staff knew exactly what he was going to order. A single cone of 50-cent soft serve ice cream. He ordered
Okay.
this daily and every time
Alright.
he'd happily walk out with some delicious soft serve in one hand and the growing risk of diabetes in the other.
Oh,
I didn't
dear.
think too
Your
much
pancreas.
of it until one day
One
when I
little
was
cone a
manning the
day is not
counter,
so bad.
I recognized old Terry walking in. He was my beacon of hope within the chaos and humdrum.
Oh,
of
easy
work.
customer.
So when he
Yeah.
walked up to order the same 50-cent served cone, I was more than happy to oblige. I make
Okay.
the ice cream with great difficulty, give it
Oh.
to him, and reach out my hand for payment.
Uh-huh.
These aren't Australian coins. These are way too light, and it reminds me of New Zealand coins because I used to live there. Oh, yep, nope, these are New Zealand coins. Sir, I don't think we're allowed to accept foreign currency at McDonald's.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh no.
What happened?
Timmy, do your thing. So this may be speculation here, but I think this guy had been paying for his 50-cent ice cream the entire time with New Zealand coins.
Oh,
and
dear.
This must have been a deliberate thing, because if it was a one-time mistake, why would he take back the coins and run off to join another line? Which then begs the question,
so that way he could pay in the other line.
Why? Because the difference between the two currency in terms of their value is 50 cents New Zealand is 40 cents Australian. So I guess he's getting 10 cents off, which is, to be fair, a 20% discount. But then again, why go to such an effort to get New Zealand coins from an exchange service for ice cream? I didn't even know what to do at that point. Because listen, as a Whackers fast food employee, I do not get paid enough to go up to him and give him the good old don't. In the end, the 10-cent difference was not worth it, and I just pretended like I didn't know him at all. Also because the 10 cents was like an hour of my pay. Weird stories like these make work fun and interesting, but it's also not that common. The usual things that I had to deal with were customers who yelled at me, or people who got their order wrong and thought it was my fault, or just plain annoying customers.
Extra sauce.
You again? That's it. Here's your extra sauce.
Oh goodness.
So overall, whilst I enjoyed the friends that I made, after working for a bit in McDonald's and dealing with the nasty customers, it actually did leave me feeling more scared, anxious, and nervous about working there. So much so that by the final few days of the 3rd month of me working there, I didn't want to go back. I had to
the mafia thing in the
force
background.
myself to go back every single day.
Yeah,
For minimum
I've
wage,
been through that.
anxiety, and getting scanned 10 cents on the daily. Thank you, Terry. Thank you. It always felt like I wasn't up to the task, you know? Because I'd make a mistake, and then I'd get yelled at, which made me more careful not to make the mistake. But then I'd get yelled at for being slow. So then I'd speed up, and then I'd make a mistake, and it would just repeat and repeat and repeat.
Goodness.
It was so consistent with this that you'd think that it was their secret ingredient.
I'm tolerating it.
Because it was. Yeah, the salt and the fries are actually underpaid teenage tears. Until one day, I went up to my mom, venting about how I had to go work the next day and how badly I didn't want to go. And she said the magical word, don't. Now, look, I'm going to be real with y'all. And Mom, I know you're watching this, and I'm sorry in advance. I love you. But that is some grade A terrible advice. Do not, please do not ditch or ghost in a professional setting.
And then he just broke it down.
Because it is always going to end badly for you.
Did you just get hit by a car?
Especially if you ghosted in the middle of a critical job.
Hold this.
And then he's gone?
All jokes aside, I know I was 13, and I shouldn't expect past Maz to make perfectly logical decisions. But I think I did let my anxiety overpower me a little bit. I should have at least gone into McDonald's and quit in person instead of running away from what was troubling me. Because a month later, I got a letter saying that I was effectively terminated. And because of that, I was so scared from seeing anybody from McDonald's that I've never gone back. Nah, I'm kidding. I went back yesterday. The fries are just too good. Oh, God. Honestly, I made this video because I wanted to compare against what I would do now. And the answer is pretty boring because I would have just handed in my 2 weeks resignation and then skiddity-boop-bop out of there. But that's
a whole spin.
That's exactly what I was looking for because I have changed for the better. Even if just a tiny little bit. And I hope that I can continue changing for the better. And that the Maz now, 10 years after my first job, who's starting to work long-term as a doctor, can handle the incoming burden. And if I ever get the urge to run away, hide, or avoid the growing responsibility, I know exactly what to do. Don't. When I come home all stressed about my rough work day, I make sure to...
So, I agree. I don't think that what his mom did was necessarily bad advice. I think elaboration would have been better, like saying, hey, it's too much of a situation. You are 13 years old. You don't necessarily need to have this job right now. We will provide the money for you. How about you quit, put in your 2 weeks notice, finish your 2 weeks, and then after you revisit this when you're 15 or 16, revisit getting a job. I think that it could be, I can understand that being a lot of pressure for someone at 13 years old when you really were only taking orders or receiving orders in regards to like dictations of what you're supposed to do from like your parents or teachers. That's pretty much it. But then to be in a situation where you are exposed to the world on a daily basis, you've got managers breathing down your back, you've got policies that you have to keep up with, especially in fast food. There's very particular policies, or the company gets sued or loses money. And so there's that pressure. There's the pressure of trying not to get in trouble with your boss. There's the pressure of trying to keep everything right for the customers so you don't have to run into issues with them. I think that everybody should at least get a job so that they can be exposed to other people and those experiences. It'll help build. I think it's great for building as a person and maturity and problem solving. You learn tools. You learn very good tools there. I am happy that for him, it wasn't like a repeat situation. I understand that concern that if his mom had repeated that answer to him, then he would never finish anything, because once it got too scary, he's just gonna be like, I'm out, and just leave. So I understand that concern. I don't think in this particular sense, this first one, that it was really a bad thing. If it were to be a repeat thing, then yes, that would be a cause for concern, because then, you're just raising a quitter, somebody who can't do anything or finish anything that they've started, because when the pressure gets too hot, they bounce. So I implore you, like, when things get tough, try not to be too hard on yourself. There were a lot of things happening, and I remember being stressed out, and I quit, but I did quit and get another job. I got a job and then gave my 2 weeks notice. I did do it the professionally right way, where I put in my 2 weeks notice and then I quit and I left. And I had the same situation where I loved the people that I worked with until a certain point where it was definitely becoming a toxic situation. And so I'm like, the people that I really liked were gone, and the people that remained were very toxic. And I was like, you know what, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. So I found a different job, albeit it was also fast food. So I still went against those other pressures, but you work through it. You build up tougher skin. You build up ways and mechanisms that you create for yourself to be able to continue and to be strong through it. So don't be too hard on yourself. Everything's a learning experience. If you recognize that, okay, you made a mistake, then rectify it, stand up, build up, and keep it moving. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. If you like the video, check out the link in the description box below to support Maaz. If you like this video, hug the life out of that like button. I love you guys as always. And until next time, buddies. Toodles.